Happy Peeps, Susanna here today for Bella Boulevard to share with you this multi-photo layout created using the new Love Grows Here collection. So I am going to use that multicolor floral to frame my white cardstock for this layout of 6 photos of various stages of moving into a new apartment and making that new apartment into a home, hopefully. Definitely get all of the grunge out and making it feel a little bit more cozy. So I gutted the inside of the paper so that I would have more if I wanted. And then I have this template of a heart, and I'm going to cut that out of 2 of these pieces of paper from the new collection. The hearts are obviously directional, and so I want them to follow straight up and down. And so you can see that's why they are on a different direction than that blue heart is going to be. So 2 of the same size hearts, and I'm just going to fussy cut that out and then overlap them on the piece of white cardstock that I have there. I really wanted you to see the bottom of both hearts, but it doesn't matter that I shuffle and rearrange because that's going to get covered up anyway. But you have the idea that they are 2 hearts that are there. So you can see I printed my photos as a collage essentially on a piece of letter photo paper, and I'm just cutting them into 2 rows here, and I did those spacing in between the photos knowing that I was going to keep them as 2 rows there. So this collection has a lot of great ephemera for a cozy family house feel, and so that is what I'm using. I particularly wanted that top pink house because it looks more like an apartment building, and so I also have the door because it's welcoming, and then the couch, and you can't have the couch in front of the door because your couch is in the house, and so that's why the couch got moved to the back side there. And then I just have a few bits and pieces of ephemera that I chose. So I'm using the icon pack as well as the word pack, and just have a few phrases that are there just to keep with the horizontal. And then with the houses, I sort of want to give that homey feel of making a house a home, although it's an apartment. So I've got the basic structure of the background there. I'm overlapping the photos slightly, and then bringing that right to the edge just to ground that there. And then I am going to pop up a few of these just for a little bit of shadow and dimension on the page. It's something I like to do. Also, a little tip there with foam is if you cut it partway, you can make it bend, quote unquote, so that you are not having to cut multiple pieces of foam and pull off 60,000 strips of foam, somewhat like I am going to do anyway. So that is the apartment building, and that will go on the top, and I like the way that that just covers some of the white space in the photo, sort of all of the ceiling. And then because I have 2 overlapping pieces here, I am also going to pop one of those up on foam as well, just to give that dimension to create more of a scene there. So my husband found this apartment for Nicholas. He had to go on an apartment hunting trip because Nicholas was not, it's just cost prohibitive for all of us to fly out there multiple times. And so Michael was able to incorporate it into a business trip. And Nicholas had seen a few places that he was interested online. Michael visited them. And then this ended up being the one that we got. So Bella Pops, I love the dimension of Bella Pops, and that goes nicely with my love of dimension. So I put the floral Bella Pop there, and then I'm going to layer up some of these ephemera icons here. So the heart says, I don't have the layout in front of me, but another really cool phrase relevant to making a house a home. And then, of course, the keys, because it is a new apartment, and all of the colors that just worked with brightening up these somewhat colorless photos, because we don't really have a lot of color in the apartment at this point, because it's literally boxes. So then just adding a little bit more oomph to these clusters with the enamel dots there. And then one more house, because you have to have a trio of things, right? So I'm going to add a puffy sticker house. And there is my trio of houses, although it's kind of more like a ping pong cascade down the page of just eye-catching things. So I also put the little tree in, again, just for some more visual interest. Pages don't necessarily need all of those things, but I like the visual interest that it brings to the page. I thought maybe one more strip of blue, because you can see those two big blue, sort of the heart, and then the happiness is homemade. So I thought maybe that blue scallop up the top would be fitting, but I really didn't like it. It just filled up the white space that I actually liked there. So I'm going to use the Doohickey Alpha stickers to create the half of the title that's going to say apartment. And I obviously didn't have room, so I just put it on 2 lines. And then I will use some of the puffy stickers that are not from the collection, but the alpha stickers from the Blvds above that to say U of A. So the close-ups are to follow. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon.